What's up, everybody? My name's Andres,
I'm Jalen.
Yo, it's Jeff. What's up?
and we are 3 for 3. Today, we will be talking about sports, basketball. It's been a big year in basketball. As far as the calendar year goes, we've had a lot of winners and losers. The big winner being the Warriors, and it doesn't look like that's just going to change anytime soon, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Can't have a winners and losers conversation without talking about the Warriors, but that's what we're going to try to do today because there is more to the NBA than the Warriors, everybody,
Yeah, the Lakers.
and the Lakers.
Are they a winner?
I don't know. I guess we'll discuss. Jalen, is that your first choice for a winner? Somehow, some way?
Winners from the NBA this
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who's a
What are
winner
your
for you?
winners? Who are your winners
See,
this year?
I wrote an original list, and the Lakers were not on it. But now that I think about it, I'm going to put the Lakers right on that
Okay.
list.
All right.
If you think about it, we got our point guard of the future with Alonzo Ball.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
We got our scorer of the future with Kyle Kuzma. Brandon Ingram's continuing to progress.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you look at where we were last season, I think one thing we have now, even though we're 11-22 right now, is hope. And we didn't have hope last year. I had no hope last year. But this year, I think in 2 years we can win.
Wow.
In 2 years.
And I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the question there is you're content
And Magic Johnson's the GM. I'm content. Magic
You
is the
have- you have
GM
a lot
too.
of
That's a big
potential
move for
to
the
be
Lakers.
great, I will admit.
Okay.
Yes, potential we did not have in 2016
Jeff?
with Roy Hibbert at center.
Jeff, do you have a winner for us?
Kind of an interesting, maybe not interesting one, but like a lot of people were like skeptical about like DeMarcus Cousins when he went to the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans are a winner. Like if they can keep him, which I don't know if they can, like it's clear Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins can play together. Like they're two dominant big men that always have been the best players on their team, but like they could clearly play together. They're both averaging I think like 26 and like 11 with like a block and a half or something like around
Yeah,
that.
something
each. Like,
crazy.
they're both being ridiculously good. They have a pretty
They
good
take
point guard.
turns dominating.
Yeah, they have a pretty good point guard in Drew Holiday, which I think they overpaid stupidly, but like he's still a productive point guard. You know, he's like an above average but not elite point guard that's suitable for a team that has two
Yeah.
other dominant players. So I would definitely put
He's
them.
the
that's
best third option in the
yeah,
NBA.
he's a great third option to have on.
He's like an 83 on 2K.
Yeah, I mean, if he's your third best
Pretty
player,
solid.
like that's not bad. Like if he's your third best player, that's not a bad. He's averaging like 18, I think, this year, and like 5 and 3 or something like that. So like he's having a pretty good
Wow.
year still for a third option. But
That's real.
yeah, I'd definitely put the Pelicans, and they have a winning record this year. They're en route to make the playoffs. They probably won't do much, but like they could definitely do something if they could dump off like their contracts. Like Solomon Hill has a lot of money. Omi or Amar Osik or whatever his name is. Like if they could get
Yeah,
rid of
they
those
got those
contracts
forward.
eventually, like that they can have a potentially good future as well.
Too bad the Lakers are going to get DeMarcus
Oh,
Cousins.
well, maybe.
A lot of the Pelicans' future rides on being able to keep DeMarcus Cousins and keeping that success going.
Yeah,
No
that would
doubt.
be big if they could do that. I don't know what their cap situation is, and I don't know how many years their other big contracts have, but sort that out.
Kind of a similar situation. Out east, we got a big man who's not finally, but it seems like seemingly he's finally gotten to the point where they wanted him to be at. And this team is quietly the fourth seed in the East, and that's Detroit. Andre Drummond, man, he's shooting over 60% from the free throw
Detroit.
line. 60% from the free throw line. That's a winner in itself, bro.
They've been inconsistent, but yeah.
Yeah, but who did they get?
They got
They
Avery
got
Bradley.
Andre
Who
playing
did
at
they
the
trade
level
for
they
Avery
wanted
Bradley?
him
How'd
to
they get
play.
him again?
Marcus Morris.
Oh yeah.
Marcus Morris.
Yes, sir.
Huh. Detroit.
Avery
That's
So
Bradley-
Reggie
Avery
Jackson
Bradley
just got
has
injured,
been-
so that's a big deal for them. So, and me because he's on my fantasy team, so I'm tight. But that's besides the point.
Sure, I guess. But I still think Detroit is
Yeah,
definitely
Tobias
on-
Harris
Stan,
has been
Stan
eating,
Van
too.
Gundy has been making them work, bro. 09 Magic all over again.
Yeah, and Tobias Harris has been.
That's
eating,
interesting.
Like he's been so good.
What do you guys think about Kyrie? I think if any player won this year, it was Kyrie.
Yeah, he
Kyrie
proved,
got
he
his
own
proved
team.
that he could like be the best player on his team.
He staged a coup and left and has his own team. That's amazing. Not even his own team, an up and coming super team.
Yeah, they gotta figure.
He's-
They,
I
got,
think
they,
if
got, they
anybody
almost have too
won
much,
this year.
like too many players right now.
It takes a special
Seriously,
player to
scored?
tell the best
And
player
they
of
still
all
got what? They
time
still
that I
got
don't want to play with you.
2019 pick.
That's real. And yeah, they have 2019.
Yeah.
They have 2019. Yeah, Kyrie. Shout out to Kyrie. Show me how to connect my beard too. I'm trying to do.
So, is Kyrie the sole winner there, or is Boston as a? Oh, I guess you can't count Boston as a winner given all the tragedy that happened at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, Boston is terrible. I hate them as a franchise. That was really messed up what they did to my man IT.
Yeah, yo,
They
like
get no
he
respect from
literally was like he was such a lovable player. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like, oh, a great player on a great team. Like he was like a lovable player for that franchise, and like they
Blood, sweat,
they
and
just
tears.
yeah, like he put everything into that team, and they just like were like, yep, we're done. Which I mean, it
Yeah,
sucks,
Kyrie.
but like it sucks, but like in a way, I kind of understand why they did that. They felt like even though they didn't have the same team they had this year, and even though like he was injured in the playoffs last year, that like with a small point guard, as good as he can be in the regular season, it will be an obstacle for them going to the playoffs. Like he's always going to be a defensive issue for them. So like they felt like there's no possible way to get around that with him because you can't teach height, obviously. So like that's just a disadvantage. Kyrie's not big, but like he's big
Can't
enough.
teach her. Not yet.
He's big enough that like if he wanted to play defense, he could. So
That's on a little bit of a
That's
sad
true.
note, to be
That's
honest
true.
with you. It's Boston. So you're saying that Boston
very
won't
true.
really make it that deep into the playoffs?
they could. I'm just saying they wouldn't have it with Isaiah. And like I don't know when Gordon Hayward gets back. If he gets back sooner rather than later and plays well, but like obviously they got a lot of young players, which is like a mix-up. So yeah.
Tatum is nice.
Yeah.
Switching it up a little bit, there's also been lots of losers
Yeah.
this year. Lots of
That ass.
losers.
Blake, you
Individual losers, teams that have seemingly been losers for years now. Lakers. But yeah.
shoot. Knicks.
Who's winning? Who has a better record?
Who has the better record?
Yeah, but
But
once
as
Kristaps
far
breaks
as-
his leg.
As far as
Let's keep
individual
talking.
losers, anybody have any names?
I want to kind of with the Celtics conversation. I want to say one of the biggest losers of this year is with the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they did make a pick. They did trade for the pick,
Mhm.
but what did they get? They got IT Crowder and D Wade. D Wade's old. Crowder's not going to be on Cleveland, I don't think, for like multiple years, and IT hasn't played yet, and LeBron's about to leave.
Their future
So-
doesn't look bright. Yeah, they got 2 years to try to win.
And Brooklyn's low key winning more
Yeah.
games than they should be. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Brooklyn's
definitely
pick is
looking a
not
little
going to
rough.
be as valuable.
And Brooklyn is winning more. It's not going to be number one. They might get like 7-8. And 7-8 is not a guarantee.
Yeah,
That's
for
true.
sure.
So I think Cleveland lost, especially if they lose LeBron. Cleveland's going to be trash next year. So
Oh,
I think
yes.
they lost big of 2017.
So, but I think it's a little hard to talk about a loser given all the ifs and maybes about it. LeBron could leave. He might not. I think a lot rides what happens this year's playoffs. Because to be honest, if LeBron leaves, IT's not staying.
It depends on the situation because it depends on his friends, Chris Paul, and if like Melo stays in OKC, if they don't dump him or whatever, and like it's either big market or like even though Houston's a relative big market, like or wherever his friends go, and like honestly, Chris Paul could leave and re-sign. Like he wants big money is the problem, but like he could potentially sign for the Cavs, if he wanted to, but he's not going to take that like no money kind of thing. So I don't know, but point being,
The best player in the
That's
world
real.
will know what he does.
yeah.
But as far
eventually.
as the biggest loser, Jeff, do you have a specific pick for me?
I got a few, but one I definitely want to throw out there is Markel Fultz, because I feel like he was put in a situation where
Sad story.
he was put in a situation where like it seems like every year the freaking Sixers number 1 pick or number 2, 3 pick always gets injured and ends up playing the year after. Like Embiid was injured for 2 years, Noel was injured when they had him, Simmons is injured or Simmons was injured, now like Markel Fultz, but like Simmons is taking on a predominantly point guard role. And obviously that's what Markel is, and like that can work out because you see James Harden kind of switching up with like Chris Paul, and they're switching minutes. But like with him being injured on an up and coming team, they could like because he's a high prospect, they could dump him to a worse team in a worse area that he doesn't want to play with, like Phoenix Suns or something, and they could get good value out of the Phoenix Suns, like a pick and like say Josh Jackson or so. I don't know, some kind of thing like that where it would work out for the Sixers and not Fultz. So like I feel like he might have gotten screwed over by not only his injury but just like how well his team seems to actually be doing without him.
That's real.
I think we should know better not to trust the process by now. If Fultz is going to be anywhere near the level that Simmons is at next year or the next half of the season, then I think it's very much worth the wait, because I guess you got to keep trusting the process, man. All these kids are all still
I don't
under
like
22.
the process.
Ooh,
I mean, I understand
nah.
why it's working, but I don't like it. I don't.
Yeah, you're a Knicks
I
fan.
don't. I don't like losing on purpose. You shouldn't lose on purpose to try to win. Like that's not your point of the team.
Yeah.
Like
You should try your ass up and lose anyways.
yeah,
That's a little bit of unfortunate, but hopefully they are the 10th
like
seed
the
and the
Lakers.
East
That's
is
what
very
they're doing
close.
this year.
Andres,
Yes.
who do you think?
Well, to be honest, I brought up the Lakers to begin the conversation, and I'm going to bring them up again. The Lakers are, to me, one of the bigger losers of 2017.
Oh wow.
You're chatting.
They-
You're
No, let's
chatting.
hear- let's hear- let's
They
hear-
have
let's
all,
let's
they
hear
have
him
all
out.
the prospects in the world, and again, if we're talking about this calendar year, they have no pick. They are nowhere
Yeah.
near making the playoffs.
We've had the last 3.
They can continue to build on it, but as far as this year goes, they're not going anywhere.
All of our players are 22.
But I'm
We
talking.
don't need a pick. Why do we need a pick for it?
Okay, no, not making playoffs, not getting a pick. You keep doing that, man. Hopefully, you make the playoffs soon.
Kuzma's nice. Lonzo's about to be in the Hall of Fame. Clarkson's the
Wow.
best 6-man in the NBA.
Wow.
Larry Nance is a defensive stopper.
Not
Brandon
biased
Ingram
at
is
all,
up
people.
next.
Not
You're
biased at
chatting.
all.
What are you talking about? I'm not biased. Watch the Laker game, Joe. You can see it. You can see it. We got
It's a little bit of a
potential. You're
sad
chatting.
story for both LA teams.
I think the Knicks are the biggest loser. Who's your point guard?
I think it's a sad story for both LA teams, to be honest. Clippers, we haven't
Who's
even
your point
talked
guard?
about the Clippers, but the Clippers.
Yeah, Ramon Sessions.
I mean, Ntilikina has potential.
Lakeem is going to be better
Does he?
than
Yeah, he
Lonzo.
does. He's a
Remember,
great
you heard it
defender
here first, 3 for
and a
3.
great passer.
At best, he can be Patrick Beverly.
Ntilikina is going to be better than Lonzo. You heard
Congrats.
it here.
You
Nah,
drafted
he'll be
Patrick
better than
Beverly.
Patrick Beverly. He's a better.
We
he's a
drafted
better
Chauncey
passer
Billups.
for sure. You act like Lonzo Ball's
drafted
going to
who?
be elite. Like clearly he hasn't shown that yet. So
Lonzo's averaging 10, 7, and 7 as a rookie.
okay.
He's going to average 18, 11, and 11 2 years from now.
All right. I would
And we're
put
gonna
money
make the
on that.
playoffs,
I would
so
actually
you're
put
chatting.
money on that.
All right, let's shake.
All right.
Virtual handshake.
$20.
And what,
25.
30.
Nah, 25.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
okay.
you're all
You feel me?
witnesses here of Jalen Nash losing his money. Or perhaps Jeff.
But we all know who I'm saying.
Hopefully this upcoming playoffs has a lot for us. Hopefully it shows us a lot of things that we don't yet know, because I feel like the playoffs is definitely where people make their money and people lose their money. No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, I
OKC,
was gonna
too.
say,
They're a
we'll see
big winner
what
this
happens
year.
with
Just
OKC in the playoffs.
shout 'em
because
out.
They've been doing all right the past 2 games. They've been showing like
Past like
because
7
Paul
seasons,
George
they're on a
and Melo are
7-game
actually
win streak
scoring
now.
again now. They're both like dropping 20 a game, give or take, and Russell's doing
Yeah.
his thing as usual. So we'll see how they do. And Steven Adams has clearly proven like the contract was not the worst thing in the world for them. So
Yeah, he's a good center. He's a good center.
Yeah.
He's a good center.
Well, guys, this is all we have time for today.
yeah,
Winners and losers of the NBA
Yes, it is.
season thus far, or the 2017 calendar year. Give or take, the Lakers are still losers. Please subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you think. We've been 3 for 3. I've been Andres.
I've been Jalen.
I'm Jeff.
All right,
And we're
Happy New Year,
signing
guys.
out.
All right, peace out.